Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This will be a general reading for September 2023. Keep in mind that it is a general reading and the messages may not resonate with you all. You can check back to your Moon and Rising sign video because sometimes the story resonates better. I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the Levita Sibilas, and to wrap the reading up, I did the first, I think, 4 videos with the Golden Nostradamus, and this time they have told me to use the Angel Answer card. I will turn the camera around and we will get started with the reading. I'm going to try to do a little bit more shuffling. I did some pre-shuffling before I started and some meditation. My arm is trying to come back slowly but surely. The card fell out. I'm shuffling. We're going to keep that card. And I'm going to break this deck down into smaller bits so that my right arm can handle it. And then we will lay the cards. It will be a 9-card spread. Let me try this with just these few cards. And if you will, now, just a second, I think somebody is at my door. Okay, I'm back. It was my neighbor who was asking me, did I need anything from the store? He's making a trip to the store. And let's get some fire and incense to call down the spirits. I don't have a whole lot of breath after my stroke. So, I have to do breathing exercises too. Diaphragmatic exercises. Okay, so I have shuffled the cards and a card fell out. Let's see what before I do that. Now let me cut. The card is the Magician. Next card down, the Lovers. Now interestingly, obviously Mercury is involved because this card represents Mercury and so does this one. So this could have something to do with Mercury retrograde coming up in September. The King of Pentacles. Next row, the 9 of Wands. The Queen of Swords. The Hierophant. Last row, the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles. What is the overall energy of the entire reading? It is the 7 of Cups. That makes sense to me, particularly if these two cards are speaking about Mercury retrograde in September. What is in the middle of the whole reading? The Queen of Swords. Now, I will say that if you are male or female, you can embody either the queen, the king, or the queen at any time. We embody certain qualities at any time when situations change. If you take the male role or the female role in a same-sex situation, the same thing happens. What do I have? I have 3 major arcana, 3 court cards, 3 pentacles, a wand, and a sword, and a cup. Well, let me see. Everything is happening around this Queen of Swords. I'm going to start with the Magician. The Magician is a card about being able to use your skills and abilities in a certain situation. It can be about learning new skills, learning any type of new information. And the Magician says you have every tool that you need to do the job that you want to do. It is about directing your will and your ego. As you can see, as above, so below. He's drawing down energies to help him accomplish what it is he's trying to do. Now, the Lover's card is usually a card that can involve a relationship. True. But I never really get that from this card. To me, the Lover's card is about a choice. Choosing between masculine and feminine energies. A choice between 2 people. And it's just a choice that you make on your own. The card says you must choose carefully and choose wisely, as whatever choice you make is going to have far-reaching consequences. It doesn't say that they will be negative, or it is a negative choice or a positive choice. It's just telling you to choose carefully. And remember, when you make one choice, you close the door on another choice. Okay? The King of Pentacles is usually a Taurus male, or that's a sign that he represents, but he can be any earth sign, Virgo or Capricorn. He is usually, for a character description, he is usually deals with money or finances. He can be a banker, a loan officer, a bookkeeper, a CPA, an accountant. He can own a business that deals in money. So selling and buying things, property. He is usually looked at as someone who is very skilled and knowledgeable about making money. The next row is the Nine of Wands. In this card, you see the figure looks as if he's been through a battle or a fight, right? It may even be bruised and battered. But this card says that it represents a person of good character, and you have the ability to get back into the fight should you need to. Right now, you're taking a rest. Incidentally, it is a 9, and it is a focus on completion of events. It's telling you to take a pause and think back before this 9 of Wands and contemplate what is needed to finish the job. The Queen of Swords, an air sign, usually Libra, but she can also be any other air sign, Gemini or Aquarius. As a profession, she can be a soldier, a surgeon, an oral surgeon, a chef, a cook, a mediator, a lawyer, a writer, a researcher. So any kind of profession where you need sharp tools or sharp instruments or keen intellect to get a job done. She is known to be forthright and honest, objective, and she doesn't mince her words. She tells you exactly what she thinks of a situation. Some people say she's kind of mean about that, but she just is direct. Now we have here the Hierophant. It is a 5 card, and 5s represent changing energy. This is the Hierophant. He usually represents just doing what society says that you should. He also represents marriage or contracts. He is ruled by Taurus, and Taurus deals with your own personal finances, everything that you earn, own, or owe. He represents things like stocks and bonds, your own property, your movable property or movable possessions. So things like cars, jewelry, things of that nature, stocks and bonds. Now, if you can see, you notice there are 2 acolytes there. So that's why it represents marriage. But another term for marriage is a contract. That's what it used to be in the olden days. Just a contract. Sometimes love was not involved. It was the marriage of 2 people because together they made something better. You have the Knight of Cups. Now, most people speak about the knights as a person. To me, the knights always represent events. This is a message. And it is an event that presages with a message. He comes to move a situation along. But if you notice, this knight is stopped mid-stride on his horse. And he hasn't crossed the stream of water. So to me, it is a message that you receive that you can't quite put any stock in, because he is known to be a dreamy figure, probably prone to fantasies and dreams. So you can't really put any stock in the message as it arrives. And he's not even sure if he's gonna cross the stream yet. The Eight of Pentacles. It is a card that represents making money. You see, he's literally making money. It has to do with maybe selling wares. And it talks about the kind of job, like maybe an internship or learning some skills, but you do it over and over again until you perfect it. It doesn't mean you're making a lot of money. It just means that you're keeping busy. And then finally, we end with the Two of Pentacles. It is a 2, and 2s always represent choices, options, dualities, decisions, oppositions. For instance, you can be opposed within yourself about something, or someone is actively opposing you. Now, past, present, future, and the interplay of the cards. I think that if this situation applies to you, you really want to do something. You really want to start something new and exciting that could possibly bring you a contract. Now, if this is a marriage or a proposal, then you really want to do that. But the messages you're getting are not providing you real surety. Across this way, the interplay with the King. The King feels as though maybe he is hesitating. Maybe there has been some conflict in his past. He had to go all the way from Ace to the 9. And yet, at the end of the reading, the Two of Pentacles is a card about trying to decide between two things. Maybe he's handling two things or two separate situations at once. Maybe he doesn't feel he has enough money, because sometimes this card can mean he is robbing Peter to pay Paul, and he works 2 jobs at the same time. Either way, he's all at sea about the way he feels, and it's not really about the way he feels, it's about what he's doing. That's what the Pentacles are all about. It comes down to this Queen. She is seeking the truth, and she's looking at it from an objective stance. I think she doesn't mind the hard work at all, and she will continue to work at it. But I'm not sure if this is a romantic situation. And the reason why I say that, I only have 1 cup to represent the emotions or how each person is feeling about it. The Hierophant here is saying to me, it might be good to go into a contract or a marriage with this person, but the keys at his feet, keys can lock things up and unlock them. This sometimes can be about counseling, going to a person who you trust, you know, to have good advice, and receive more information. The thing that stands out to me the most is the energy of the Seven of Cups over the whole reading. This card speaks about having a lot of choices. That's why this card, your choice, is going to be very important, whether this is a romantic situation or a business situation. Because someone has more choices than they know what to do with. They want self-actualization. They want property, money, peace, power, temptation. But it is this thing underneath with a shroud. If you can figure out what is most important to you, then everything else will fall into place. Some of these things may not be very important. Or if it's tempting, you decide not to pick it, choose it. The card says that you can most definitely narrow down your choices and make the best decision for yourself. You can positively make the right choice for you, whatever that may be. It also says that you can expect a surprise. Now, I can't look at the 3 court cards because traditionally they represent people. That only leaves me with the 9 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and 2 of Pentacles as they relate to the Magician, the Lovers, and the Hierophant. I think that you are probably going to need more information about making the choice, no matter what it is. I'm going to look at the books, my book now. And I have to be very careful. We will start with the 9 of Wands. With the Magician. These 2 cards. The 9 of Wands next to the Magician, it is a strong indication of personal or business interests and or inquiries regarding research, learning, and studies. There is a strong inclination to begin or set up a business or enterprise focused on the new age, spiritual, and metaphysical. Appearing next to the Magician, the 9 of Wands may refer to a business inquiry regarding books or metaphysical supplies and interests. So there is that. 8 of Pentacles. It is a number of money. This is 3 of Pentacles. 4 Pentacles, 3 Swords. It tells me nothing. But it says you will be justified in having high hopes for the future. And as present situations and ventures are going well, and the outlook for the future is good. You have worked hard to create this state of affairs, and continued hard work will be required to maintain it. Maintain it. Do not rest on your laurels. This is why I think she is sitting above the Eight of Pentacles. I said, remember that she is still working hard and she doesn't mind doing it. And now the Two of Pentacles. With any 5 before or after, remember the Hierophant is a 5. It implies that your energies are being scattered, leading to undue stress and confusion. Sit down, relax, and think carefully about each step you take at this time. Allow things to flow as they will. That's what the Nine of Wands is saying. A focus on completion of events. So now is a time for you to stop what you're doing and think carefully. And let me put this down. I can't move. Now, I want to take a look. To me, what the Hierophant is saying, the choice you make, you are going to have to decide what or who is more important than money or gold. It is about your values and your value system. And for some reason, I get the feeling that you don't trust all the way the King of Pentacles. I'm looking at these 2 pentacles. He's got the Ace, which implies that he has more money, but he doesn't look like he's willing to invest as much money as you would like. That's what I think. So what is the hold up? I'm going to look at the Nine of Wands. I feel that he needs some other information. Hence the keys for the Hierophant. And so he's being rather obstinate. Like I keep hearing him say, this is as much as I have to give. I'm not giving any more. Together they make the 10 of Pentacles. So maybe he's going to invest, but there's something that he's missing. Or maybe he just ain't gonna give up the invest in the way you like. In which case, if you think you can do it alone, then try to go alone. You may be better off doing it that way. Okay, I'm gonna cut these again, and let me look at the 9. It is the Belvedere, the Amore, and the Stanza. What these 3 cards say. Now, I'm going to have to, the Belvedere, it is this idea of looking ahead, but there is some anxiety. It says you are waiting for a person or a message to arrive quickly. But the telescope is turned around the wrong way. And that says you need to look within to see what is making you anxious. Okay? That you may be prying into other people's business. And before you do that, you first need to search your own conscience for answers. Amore. That's Cupid, and it just means being attracted to somebody, something, or somebody. It doesn't mean true love. It means infatuation. As you can see, he is got a blindfold on and he's blindly shooting arrows. So it can mean that you like this idea, you're infatuated with this idea, or he is infatuated with the idea, but it really doesn't mean anything. Hence, the fickleness of the whole situation. Lastly, it is the stanza card. And in this situation, it deals with a meeting of two people who know each other well and perhaps knows secrets about a person. But the general meaning is just that it's a meeting. And what I like about the card is it shows two people, not people, it shows two chairs that are empty. Now, the mirror is hanging, the picture is hanging sideways, and the curtains are kind of torn, but if you look on the table, you see ink and quill. So that means that there is some type of meeting coming up to bring it all together. You are excited about the meeting. It hasn't happened yet. But, so I think that you have a lot to think about. I feel as though the Queen doesn't have as much money, and she only needs a little bit more to do what she needs to do. But remember, this card talks about the seriousness of the contract or the involvement. So make a choice and decide you want it to be fair, balanced, and in harmony, right? Taurus, who and what is more important than money or gold? Your values and your value systems. Here's a card for you. The angel answer says no. It's not the final no, just a regular no. The answer to your question is no. Gather additional information by asking. This says to ask another question, but I'm not asking another question. I think you should remember I'm talking about Mercury and confusion. And so I say, at the moment, if you come upon the situation, stop what you are doing and think. That's what I have for you for September 2023, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Again, check back to your Moon and Rising sign if if the reading doesn't resonate. Okay, bye. I can't. This is so hard.